my NY podcast. How on earth are you doing? You're back to part 2 of the Russell Martin interview. Before that, as you guys have recently seen on the news, with the tragic death and murder of George Floyd, has brought up a lot of sadness and a lot of emotion as well alongside that murder, that things just aren't right, and they haven't been right for a very long time. So on the channel we've decided on Sunday we're going to be attending the Norwich protest to walk alongside our brothers and sisters in the world, but we care for everyone in this world. And yeah, I hope you guys are good and well, and I pray that you guys are doing well. Already know the drill with the Russell Martin interview. You're now heading into our Zoom weekly call. It happens every Tuesday night and Friday morning. If you'd like to hear some more info about this group that we run on Zoom, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. This week we're talking all things social life, what defines a good leader, and some other interesting points.
So I just got a couple of questions here for you. First one is, how did you find a balance between your profession and also your family and social life?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
When I was at Norwich, really easy, because I lived 10 minutes from the training ground. Looking back now, we really took that for granted. I'd take the kids to school, go to training, finish training at 10 to 3, pick the kids up at 3. It was an amazing routine. I was away a lot on international duty and stuff, which was tough. I mean, Jazz gave birth with our third one with Leo, flew straight up to play a game straight after. So I think with anything like that, there is you have to be aware of what you're willing to sacrifice to help others and do what you're passionate about. But you also you have to be always constantly remind yourself about who the most important people are, because they're the ones often that miss out. And if I look at my last 4 months I've become a manager, which is the most intense thing I've ever done. I've loved it, but it's really lacked balance, if I'm being honest. I've thrown myself completely into it. The family have come up at weekends for games and stuff, but I realised after 6 or 7 weeks, when I was there, I wasn't actually really very present. I was thinking about stuff at work that I'm going to do, or what I want to do, or players I need to speak to, agents I need to speak to. So I decided my days off, my phone goes away until the kids go to bed. So I'm actually present with them and enjoying some time with them. And it's not always easy. Try and make time for just me and Jazz, for my wife as well. So the one evening a week that I'm home would usually be a Thursday. Just again, put the phone away and deal with everything Friday morning. It's also really important to have a routine. So if like my family at the top of my values list, they always have been. So if I'm going to put them there, I need to actually live by that, not just have them there. So I wake up earlier. I wake up at 5 o'clock, even during this period. Routine's really important. I go and do my exercise for an hour. I come back and then I'm ready to see the kids before they go to school, or obviously at the minute, just when they wake up. They don't even realise I've been out half the time. So that's really important to me. So just adjusting a few things and making sure that I get enough balance for myself, but also for them. So that's why this period of time has been incredible, really. And I'm trying to make the most of it, because it's making up for a bit of lost time, really. And I've really noticed a difference in even this short period of time in the connection with the kids and how much they've enjoyed having me here and stuff. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to take some adjusting again when we go back to work. There's no doubt about it. But I think it's just constantly reminding yourself what's important and what, because ultimately, and hopefully, I think what this has raised awareness in a lot of people, what really is important. What they've missed the most, and what they missed the most is connection with the people they love, connection with the people around them that you took for granted. Even 2 meters away, being 2 meters away from my mum, it's different. It's really different. It's hard. So I think that's been really good for everyone, that it's made people realise what's really important. So I just have to keep going back to that, mate. If I feel like I'm losing balance, I have to keep going back to, it's the honest one. It's about having an honest one with Jazz. Have you seen enough of me? Have I been present enough? I've been on the phone too much. So constantly remind us.
Great.
We had a really good chapel one Tuesday, and John did a whole sermon about present and presence, which,
Yeah, exactly.
which was quite good. I'll ping you the notes over on that, Russ. That's a nice little read. That was. Sorry, Jimbo.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's a great answer. In your career, who are some of the people you looked up to and really found wisdom from them, and some of the traits that they had that really inspired you to listen to them and take into what they had to say as well?
Good question. Lots of people for lots of different reasons. So if I look back initially, if I look at managers or things like that, if I look back at it now, it's mostly teammates without realising it at the time. So hierarchy dictates that you have to listen to your manager. You don't always like what they have to say. You don't always agree with what they say, but you do it because they're your... And that's where it's changing a little bit now. People are changing. It's more about people. It's more about relationships rather than that command style of you do this or you're not in the team or whatever. I'd say I learned a lot from different managers about managing people, about managing relationships, how I want to do it, how they did it, what I didn't like, what I did like. But in terms of the best stuff that I learned was people like Matt Gill, who's one of my best friends, who, in terms of like cultural architects, incredible. So people who aren't doing what they want to be doing, but they're still on the journey. They're still on the bus and they're driving it in the right direction. People like, Grant Holt was an incredible talisman for us. He's a completely different person to me, and he wouldn't lead how I'd want to lead. But it's kind of like the Michael Jordan thing. If anyone's seen that in a minute, The Last Dance, Holt was seriously demanding of people, and I felt. And because of that, I felt compelled to back him up. So I thought, yeah, this guy's right. He's had a tough background. He's come from a different background to most people. And yeah, he can be a pain in the arse. And yeah, he can be really demanding. But do you know what? He wants the best. He wants what's best for him and his teammates. And he cares. He doesn't want to show it all the time, but he really cares. So I felt I had a role to play with him in being he'd hammer people and I'd try and put the arm around. So if I look at it like that, I've got some real mentors, people who I've worked with throughout the years, but they're not managers. They're sports scientists, they're coaches, they're players, they're academy staff. People like John, we had some great conversations over the years. I didn't get enough time spent with John, but people who challenge. I really like people who challenge. I'm a really curious person. I like to challenge people, and I like people who challenge me. So I've got 6 or 7 now I speak to. I still speak to Weber quite a bit, the guy, sporting director at Norwich now, because in terms of strategy, I've not met many people better. So if I look for different things in different people that I can really learn from. And that will be, whether that will be relationships, whether that will be strategizing, whether that will be operations, whether it will be technical and tactical in football, coaches who are brilliant. So in every area of life, really, I try and find someone that I think can really, really help. And not just use them for that. I'm there for them. It's friendship. It's authentic. It's not that I want to make friends with these people just to get a leg up. It doesn't work. So people who I think that are, have got a good value system and people I like and got respect for.
That's great. Final question. You being a captain at Norwich City for a long time, what do you think defines a standout leader? Not just in the sporting profession, but just generally in the world as well.
Empathy. Definitely. I think it's the biggest thing. Understanding that people are different. Yeah. I really struggled with that when I was younger. I just thought everyone should work seriously hard and just be totally dedicated to their profession and love it. But it's not easy. It's not a given. So if I look at it, passion, purpose, and empathy, they've got to really know what they believe in as a leader. I think if you haven't got and listen, it's not set in stone. It's fluid. It changes. You adapt and you be flexible. The best leaders always are. But you have to believe in something. You have to stand for something. Whether that's John with a Soul Church, what he's driven there is incredible. Whether it's a manager who believes in playing a certain style of football, whether it's, I don't know, someone that, if I look at my restaurant with Louis, what he believes in, I only bought into the restaurant because of the purpose and the person driving it. Yeah. I tried to help him a little bit. I think he's got so many ideas going on. It's just like dedicate yourself to one, crack it, and then we'll move on. So it's about relationships, about being empathic, and it's about believing in something and having a purpose and a passion for it. I don't think you can lead anyone else if you don't love what you're doing.
Wow.
I genuinely believe that.
No.
How good was that? Incredible. My takeaway from that is you can't be a good leader if you do not love what you're doing or your profession. That was great. Russell Martin, incredible. That was honestly so insightful, so wise, and I feel so much more empowered listening to that. And also thank you for taking the time out to come on the channel and to be on our Thrive group. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. On Sunday, we will be marching for our brothers and sisters. So good night, God bless.